time. Say
Hi.
hi.
Hi, everyone.
So this is my friend Christine Barlow, you guys. She's one of the people who came to this wonderful retreat, and we're here early morning having our coffee, beautiful sun out and the ocean views, and we're just having some amazing chat. So I decided to try to do this live. So if you can, go back and watch part 1, which we talked about some archetypes, some energies.
We talked about the matrix.
The matrix.
And the X factor.
And the X factor. So go back and watch that, and we're going to pick up here, and I'm going to show you a drawing she did this morning, inspired by our surroundings and our discussions. And you want to explain this drawing to us so we know what we're looking at?
Okay. The 1111 gateway to the 4th dimension. So I'll explain that a little bit. And this is an archetypical energy.
So first, should we say the 3rd dimension is what we live in our
Right.
day-to-day tangible reality, things you can smell, with touch, taste, feel.
Everything that we know in existence
Yes. Good.
with the X word
Okay.
is a 3D reality. It's limited. It's conditional. It's got a con in there. And it's because of it's only 3. And what we really need to support ourselves and this reality is 4. There's 4 elements. You know, there's earth, and there's wind, and there's fire, and there's water. So we have 4 major proponents or 4 pillars that our foundation is created upon. Our 3-dimensional reality only has 3 aspects, which is Father, Son, and the holy invisible we don't know. So we want to transcend that particular dimensional reality to a 4-dimensional reality into unity, a unified perspective. What that means is the 1111 are the 2 adults within us as energies. We have Father, Son, who brings in our light and our awareness. We have Mother Earth, who has all creational, unlimited potential within her. Within her womb, because it's a she has unlimited potential.
So this is why we have people protesting to protect her waters. And
Exactly,
to protect her.
because it's life. She is life. She creates the life when she receives the Son. So when she receives him, we can create life, which she's done. We have male and female out here on these rocks playing. But that's because there's 2 of them. What we have in this perspective is just Father and Mother and the holy child, golden child boy. The missing piece, the X, what got X'd out, is the feminine aspect.
And why do you think that is? Is there a why? Or it's just that's what we're dealing with?
Why is because our life force energy is extremely powerful in its ability to create and manifest whatever it wants, whatever it desires. It has that power. We have that. It's been taken from us. It's missing. It's been, because it's so powerful. You really want me to go into this?
Well, we've talked about the family jewels, and we've talked about your sexual / sensual energy.
Yeah,
right?
it got stolen from us.
Okay.
We were raped.
Yeah.
As a human species, we were raped. And it's really, really hard to talk about that subject because we were never allowed to. It's a sexual subject.
Yeah.
It's a taboo.
Absolutely.
And the taboo is the X part of it.
Yeah.
We were never allowed to have our senses about it. What makes sense about it, because we're too busy thinking about the X factor.
Which
She's not allowed.
talked
She's
about,
been X'd out. So in order
So the X factor is like a virus or a glitch in the matrix, and consciousness. And we're really digging down into language and really extrapolating and teasing apart these different concepts and ideas and energies, because again, it's not gender rules, it's not even male, female, it's masculine, feminine, and it's within all of us.
It's in all of us.
Yes.
And because we can program ourselves Just like you can program water,
Yeah.
we can program ourselves. We've been programmed with the X factor. And what we want to do is get rid of that virus.
Yes.
And in order to do that, we have to look at the programs that created it. And that's the con artist.
Yeah.
You know, the little troll out there, you know, the little guy behind a curtain.
Trickster.
The trickster.
Wizard
the
of Oz.
great,
Pay
yeah,
no
the
attention
Wizard
to the
of
man
Oz,
behind the
right.
curtain.
And so he's out there,
Yes.
and he's created that hologram of a matrix, and he's called it consciousness. So he's conned your sciences.
Yeah.
Because consciousness is just space.
Yeah.
So when a woman's asking a guy for space, you know, what she's asking for is his electrical energy to come in and make a creation with her.
Yeah. So you said we go
But
back and forth
we
between-
think about the Matrix, and the Matrix is like, oh, she wants space. I know. I'm freedom. I'm male. I'll just leave.
Yeah.
Well, you've abandoned her, and now she's stuck, not being able to do anything because what she needs, she's not allowed to because she's not even allowed to need it because she can't be vulnerable enough to even ask for it.
Okay.
It's just so painful.
So let's back up for a second to, if we're going to be dramatic, we'll say the rape of humanity, or the
rape.
controlling, the taking
rape of the
away,
earth.
the rape of the earth, Mother Earth, and without going into a victim consciousness.
But they've also raped him.
Right. thank
They
you.
raped him.
Yes, yes,
they
yes,
raped
yes.
his mind.
Yes, yes,
This is mind control.
Yes,
They instead of
yes.
you having your mind, you have a matrix. That's the virus.
Somebody's saying, holy shit, that's funny. I think we're blowing some minds here. Perhaps awakening some new ways of thinking and feeling. So, okay. So, yeah, this is around and around and in the spiral and in the vortex. And it's high level stuff, you guys. We were chatting about this last night before bed, and I'm still processing and absorbing and integrating all this. So the rape of humanity, I'm going to go there and I'm going to use that, even though it's one of those things that will probably make us all itchy and squirmy and feel very uncomfortable for our various reasons, but we'll call it that. Because then there's also a healing of humanity, which is the making love and the creation and the unification and the rejoining and reunion. So that's on the other side of the woundings, correct?
Right.
The
and
alchemy.
in order to get in touch with the wounding, you actually need to know and understand your union within you. You need to know and understand the Father, who your daddy really is.
Who's your daddy?
And who your mama really is.
Yes.
Because without those two parents
Yeah.
to see, which is transparency, you won't know with your light of your male energy enough to go find her and take her by the hand and show her her way out of her darkness. So we need him and his awareness and his light, and we need mom and dad.
And he needs our embodiment.
Yes, because we all want to manifest all of our gifts, but those gifts have been confiscated through the virus of the mate trickster. He tricks us into thinking our mate is in that. It's external. It's not. It's in. It's intimacy.
Yeah.
And there's some kind of virus through the X factor, because the sex part says the only time you're allowed to be intimate is through sex, which is in the bedroom, and then it stays there,
And we don't talk about it.
and we never talk about it.
Taboo.
So we can't, if we switch it, and I will write that really quick for you guys, so you can see it.
Right. Better angle for you guys. So Sarah Brandon saying Shiva and Shakti, that would be the Indian and Ayurvedic probably version of this. And in Christianity, it would probably be, Jesus and Mother Mary, or every religion, every Buddhism has, Kuan Yin. Every religion has some version of deities or energies and the dances that these energies do. I think what we're talking about, and correct me if I'm wrong, is something beyond form, beyond religion, beyond our conditioning, beyond our programming, way out there and within us as well. It's sort of like an encoding. So we're looking at humanity as individuals and as a collective and as a whole, and we're looking at where our missing puzzle pieces are, where our gaps are, and where we're looking for the family jewels. You want to talk about that? That's
The
just fun
family
to me.
jewels, well, sure, because
Yeah.
the family jewels that we all know in the male body are his gonads.
Yeah.
And they have been confiscated and they've been
Hijacked, kind of.
hijacked.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's been told
Yeah.
that he can find them
Yeah. Through her.
in the X.
Yeah.
And the X is here. So X marks the spot. It's also in the matrix. So X is where he has been told he can find it. And that's the virus or the
Externally.
misunderstanding.
Externally.
External.
Rather than internally.
rather than internal.
Okay.
So when you
Jessica,
go in,
Jessica 9 names. Hi, Jess. Is saying yes with lots of S's. I love you, Jess. She's so fun.
so
Yeah.
when you become aware, the little light of boy, the boy is,
Golden boy, we'll call him. Yeah.
he doesn't have any sense. We all know that, right? How many of you got little brothers and the boys, they don't have no sense. They have no common sense because they can't, because they've been hijacked in their system and their cells are imprisoned.
So you're saying it's
with the
not
X
just like they
virus.
don't have sense or they don't make sense, but they actually are disconnected from their own senses.
And they're supposed to be. The
Okay.
little boy is awareness. He is light.
Okay.
He is in no sense. He's in
Oh, so innocent.
no
That's cool.
sense.
We're doing a lot of wordplay and language here. Yeah.
So he is innocent.
Okay.
He is
Okay.
in no sense.
Okay.
She is the one that has all the sense.
Okay.
So she
Sensing
has her
too much,
sensing,
perhaps.
right?
Overload.
Overload because we need his light, which is that neutral perspective.
Neutral.
This little n is the one that removes the veil. There's the veil. Here's 11. So in the word sense, we have that mirror reflection of each other.
So you guys, we talked about neutrality last night. We talked about it in a sense of that the masculine has a charge and the feminine has a charge.
We
But
have
then
a
there's
charge.
there's a neutrality that we're not trying to numb out or move away from those charges necessarily, but we are trying to have discernment. And we talked about the heart being an agency, a space of like a flux capacitor. you
It's a
talked about.
capacitor.
So it processes energy.
It processes energy.
Okay.
It discerns.
And it's a transmitter, correct?
And it transmits.
Okay.
And it's where the real X really is, because it's the flux capacitor and it discerns the difference between those with the X
And those who are in
and
their senses.
those energies without the X.
Okay. So and it's a time travel machine too.
And
which
it's
I
a
thought was
time
so
travel
cool.
because we can collapse these timelines because
Yes.
we all have the virus in our DNA codes and in our genetics. We all have
So
this.
we're to transmute and transform and
and transcend,
transcend this virus,
this
this
virus.
glitch,
Right.
which is the X factor you're
Which is
calling
the
it,
X factor.
which is a separation,
of our senses.
of us from our senses.
Right.
Okay.
From-
Awesome. I'm loving this. This is so good. Keep
So
going.
this
Juicy.
was the separation that happened right here.
Uh-huh.
They took this out, the neutral perspective, and they
Who's
replaced
they?
it. I don't know.
Astrals or being
I really
entities
truly
or
believe they were, the
controllers, the watchers.
They,
the-
they are highly evolved beings
Okay.
that cannot generate life force energy of their own.
So they hot
So
body sometimes.
they have to steal it, and they stole ours.
Okay.
They
They can't generate.
They
so
can't generate.
They and yeah. So they hijack.
They hijacked.
Okay.
And
And
they-
we allow it because
We could not. We had no choice. We were just small humans, innocent.
Yeah.
And these extraterrestrials were giants.
Okay.
And through force, and through rape, and through violence. That's where all of our
but
violence.
did they create us?
No, source energy.
So we're not
created-
some big alien experiment.
Source energy created us. We were supposed to have contrast. Me and my little brother had contrast. It was like, oh my God, shit, did we do that? Oh, well, maybe we should fix it. Well, what are we going to do? I don't, that's contrast.
Okay.
We found ourselves in some dark, and it was like, what do we do? We didn't blame anybody. We didn't hide from it. We just said, shit, something needs to be done. We had our ability to respond to that.
Oh, okay.
And so we had our abilities as children.
Right.
We had no curse or highly charged emotions.
Right.
Our emotions are charged right now. They're either highly charged and it's false, or they're highly charged in a negative way, which is dark. And
So yeah, we go between triggers and numbing,
Yes,
wouldn't you say?
yes.
Yeah.
Because our emotions are highly charged, because what will take off the charge is the neutral.
Okay. So
Perspective.
can we talk about neutral? It feels to me like a scholarly kind of word of like
It
an
does.
observer or like
It
a
is.
galactic commander or
It
something.
is.
Neutral
You
is
are
so.
an observer.
Is that an evolutionary thing we're aspiring to, or is it just something that's
It's something
another encodement?
everyone is.
We all have the neutral.
So when we think about memory and
Yeah.
remembering,
Yeah.
the remembering of our soul's body, our light body, we remember this.
We put it back together.
Right,
Remember
we're
it.
going out into the matrix, and we're finding wherever our soul fragments and our light sparks are.
You guys, this is confusing stuff. So stay with it and think of this as a seed and that you're getting a vibrational transmission. And don't get so hung up on the analytical part or trying to figure it out or make sense of it. Just absorb it and process it. Because I know I'll be unpacking this for a while myself.
Even
so
when it came
roll
to
with
me,
it. Roll
I
with
mean,
it. It's
yeah.
a big download. I
It's
call
a
them
huge
crown
download,
loads.
and when I got
Yeah,
this, I mean, I played with this and for
so it's
hours
a little
on
like we're
end,
jumping
for weeks.
around a lot and we're all over the place, but that's because these are kind of very high level ideas and I will say concepts, but and beliefs, right? We're looking at the word lie in the middle of the word beliefs, but we're not trying to replace your belief system. We're not judging your belief system. We're adding another perspective, and we're kind of playing a virtual reality game.
What I'd like to do
right?
is I'd like to say we are creating the space for new forms and structures.
Okay.
So the space is this new male energy we're all receiving, this light energy.
So as we clear out the programs, it's like decluttering your closet, and you're creating space for more light to enter your body,
Exactly.
and your cells, your DNA, whatever you want to call it, your consciousness, your mind, your heart, your soul. Again, we're not going to get into so much of the vocabulary nitpicking, but we are playing with words, and we are relanguaging.
Right.
Yeah, so it's cool. All right, so someone's saying she's so loving this, and the people are with us in spirit. Hi, you guys, we love you. Thanks for joining us. If anyone has questions, I'll turn the computer so I can read. I can't.
And you may have to go back and look at it, a couple of times because it's going to trigger in a
Well,
in a
it's going to
weird
trigger.
way.
I was triggered last night when she started telling me all this. I was like, this is too much information. It's so convoluted. It's so many ideas and concepts all kind of, blending and crashing with each other and contradicting each other. But when I look at it as the archetypes, and we've got them here, we've got the masculine, the feminine, like she says, you can say father, son or earth. And to me, I have always haven't felt relationship to God or a patriarchal lightning bolt throwing, being. Oh, Hannah says her son Odie is listening intently. Odie is the one I was telling you is high level, consciously evolved being who.
He's a crystal kid.
He's a crystal kid. He's
How
wonderful.
You doing?
Hi, Odie. We love you,
I already
Odie.
know you, baby.
Such
I
a
feel
beautiful
you.
energy.
Thank you for being
Such a
here.
beautiful spirit.
Because this information
Take pictures
is
of
really
Odie's
truly
face,
to
Hannah,
help
while
you
he's
guys
listening.
not feel like such a misfit.
Yeah.
Because I was a misfit amongst
Yes.
misfits.
Well, and so
that's that missing piece. So
Yes.
when we bring this all together, buddy, you're gonna have so much
Odie's so
fun.
freaking awesome.
You're gonna have fun. This is your world, baby.
Someone's saying crown load, download, upload, reload. It's fun. We're all having a good time here. Thank you guys for joining. We're a little cosmic family. So, okay, so a lot of this is kind of reconstituting or reformulating ideas that a lot of us are familiar with in snippets and pieces, but we're looking at it, pulling back from it and looking at it as a whole, as the history and destiny of humanity, the karma of humanity, if you will, things that we're shedding, things that we're releasing, things that we're getting more awarenesses around, and not just having to be analytical, but actually feel it in your body, your senses. So let's talk about that, please.
So our little boy,
Yes.
he is innocent.
Okay.
He is in no sense.
Okay.
Because he needs her.
Okay.
But he doesn't know it. He's been taught that he is
So he's chasing her,
privileged.
he's pulling her braids, he's poking at her, he's trying to
Listen.
pin her down on the playground. He's exuberant and enthusiastically.
He's
connected.
innocent, meaning he has no sense.
Yeah.
So right now, the Holy One, who's been taught that he's innocent, is actually being given privileges. Unconsciously, he's treated as though he's the privileged one.
Yes.
And and he don't know no better.
Well, this is
because
like
he has no sense.
in math classes, they all
He has
pick
no
on the
sense,
boys.
so he doesn't know any better.
Yeah, they pick on the boys and they ignore the girls, and the girls are not supposed to. Even though it's getting better, and we're getting better.
This is for all of you who are upset with the male population right now. He has no sense. It's not his fault.
Okay.
He is innocent.
Okay.
He has no sense. His sense must come from the women who have sense. Mm-hmm. And that comes from our unlimited potential within us, which is our womb chakra.
Okay.
So where X marks the spot is in the root chakra. Mm-hmm. We must connect with Mother Earth. We must connect there and bring our light energy into the mother and her womb and find out what's going on in there. And as we bring that energy up and we hit the solar plexus, that's where our power center is. Mm-hmm. That's when our power transcends from the love of power to the power of love. Mm-hmm. Because now we have unity. Once we have her in the solar plexus. So that's where our sense of power is. Mm-hmm. That's where we have will to move forward and inspire and encourage and do what we need to do to take care of the needs of these kids on Mother Earth. Mm-hmm. So we have everything available. It's just that we've never been taught to. We've been conned into thinking and believing, being that lie in that trickster energy.
So that misuse, I guess, or inappropriate hijacking, if we will, of the sexual energy, of the sensual energy, and distorting it into sexual energy, where it's like fucking instead of lovemaker, and where it's porn instead of, tantra, for example. So that's the wounding where we have the most power for alchemy as well.
Right. That's the wounding, is the separation. When we get it back, we have all of our power back, and whatever created this virus, it just cannot exist, because our vibrational energy is going to soar in such a way that it can't land in our bodies anymore. It can't stay in our cells.
Hook us or
it can't,
puppet us.
No parasites, no lower forms of consciousness in any way can live inside of us, because we have created an energy field within us where it can't survive.
Right.
So kind of like in that movie, what was that movie where that thing came?
Alien and Predator or something like that?
No, what was it? Oh, man. That thing came. It was a guy, and he had the two kids. I forget who it was. And the alien came and was eating up the whole planet. And it was those big machines that were walking around.
Oh, is this Avatar?
No, it was before that.
I kind of know. I can see it, but I can't think of the title.
It was really
Mel Gibson, or was it?
It might have been Tom Cruise.
Oh, I can't remember.
I think it was Tom Cruise. I forget.
To me, they all blend together after a while.
They really do have important messages. Yeah. But the way that we got rid, they couldn't survive on our planet.
Right.
They got sick.
Yeah.
That's what happened to them.
Right.
And then that other
Someone
movie,
saying War of the Worlds.
That's it.
Yeah,
and then there was another movie where even the one where Independence Day, the smart guy, the super genius, which is me, sorry. But the super genius was like, I know, that was it. His father was the one who was like, you know what, you make me sick or whatever. And he's like, you know what, that's right, let's give it a virus. So that's what we can do. Okay. We can end this virus.
So we have to basically boost our, like with any virus, we have to boost our energetic or spiritual or emotional immune system.
Keep your body at a pH of 7 or higher, and only invite. We have 3 portals that we know of. One up here, one here, one down here. We go at the ears. Every portal, only invite that energy which is sacred to your being.
Yeah, I love that.
Now, trust whatever energy is going on. And if it contains the X factor, you're going to feel it. Trust yourself and go into that, because you're going to transmute and transcend the virus.
So I want to talk
about by staying in its presence with your presence of your transparence.
Okay. In
transparency, you have enough vibration to allow that to just dissipate.
Okay, dissipate. I like that.
Awareness
dissolve, kind of. Yeah.
dissolves it.
Okay, awareness
just does.
dissolves the virus.
There is no darkness
Like
when
vitamin
light
C.
is turned on.
Okay.
There is no darkness.
So can
when
we
the
talk
light's turned on.
about the nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system and anxiety and depression and how that manifests in our body, and if this is all traced back to the idea of this virus that humanity has, that we are learning to boost our immune system so the virus can't live inside us and the entities can't attach and hook and puppet, and that we're not victims, but we are in fact empowered and sovereign. So let's talk about the nervous system.
Alrighty. What we have in our lower chakras, in our womb chakras, and our root chakra is our energy body. Energy, it just is. It's neutral. So this is neutral. It has charges on it because
And triggers.
we have separation.
Okay.
In unity, it's just energy.
Right.
And in unity, the energy in and of itself is joy. You can't
the bliss.
script it.
Yeah.
You cannot tell yourself that's joy, because now you've created a charge which is opposite of what you're experiencing.
So the push-pull, the polarity.
Right. So
the
if you're
tension,
experiencing a bad feeling and you want to tell yourself and affirm yourself that you're really joy, well, now you're just creating a new belief system that says you're something other than what you are, which is what this energy is presenting itself
So
as.
then that's going to fire off the adrenaline, the fight or flight, the nerves,
Exactly.
and then the deep sorrow
Yes.
as well of this mourning and aching for something we know is not out there but within us, but we look out there and then we try to go within to find it, and we try to go beyond ourselves into our own shadow or into our own light, and we're exploring, but we're getting it. We're
Right,
not quite
because-
there. We're not
because
quite
we're not-
catching
right,
it.
We're exploring
Putting it-
externally
Yes.
instead of investigating what that charge is on that emotion.
Right. So we blame others for triggering our emotions or experiences or situations or energies.
Because we don't know how to just sit with it
Sit with it
the
and process
neutral
it and be with it.
perspective.
Okay.
It's a neutral perspective, and again, this neutral perspective comes from the union of masculine and feminine energy.
Okay. Reunion. I love that.
The reunion.
So
we need our parents. We don't need Father God guiding us. We need God and Mom.
Yes.
Because God protects us, and Mom's going to nurture it. So when God, our light, shows it to us, then Mom's right there going, "Oh my God, come here, baby," and picks her up and does what she, and you have to have all these aspects. You're a multidimensional being, so you can have this dialogue within your own being.
Can we talk about freedom and security or safety?
That's the need for the union. Because you have, that's need. That's first and foremost, and that's one of the
Like
reasons
a
why
basic-
the matrix was created, because of the fear and our need for security.
Okay.
So they said, or whatever, the X factor said, you can find your security in me, the matrixter. I'm going to trick you, and making you believe that your mate, even your mate with God consciousness, is still in the matrix. Now I'm your mate. You can't go anywhere without God. Well, you're going to find me in the matrix. No, you're not. You're going to find God within your own being as protector. You're going to find Mom within your own being as nurturer. You're going to find the Holy One within your own being through your perception of light.
Is that the bridge?
1111 is the bridge.
Okay.
This is 4D, and when you get 4D, guess what, peoples? You got the ticket. You've got the golden ticket.
And go whiz around
You're
the multiverse.
going everywhere, because now you have your light body.
It's like
you
a frequent flyer program.
Once you remove the veil, and that's coming, because
Yeah.
the neutral perspective will remove that veil and truly, truly, truly unify this. Because look at it this way: 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 still equals 1 love. So when we have our one love, which is what we're looking for, which is unity, We'll go anywhere. We can then go and create new planets if we want to. We can stay here on Earth and clean it up because we'll have everything. We'll have everything available that's necessary. All of our own cognitive functions in our own brain will be restored back to us. We're creating new synapses, growing our awareness, and we're going to have everything. So we can stay here and help humanity. We can go create new worlds. We can go wherever we want. All of our loved ones on the other side of that veil,
The passport to
they're
the
coming
infinite.
to us because what we're
right?
really doing,
Yeah.
the fifth dimension is up above us. We're actually bringing heaven to us. We're the magnets. We're the women. We have magnetic energy. He has electric energy. We're pulling that fifth dimensional world down to us. But
And
we
embodying
can't do it, right, and embody it. We can't do it till we get rid of the X factor.
So get rid of the virus, or like the body can't get rid of a virus; it just has to rise above it.
It's going
So
to...
the virus can't live there,
It
right?
disintegrates.
Because like with chemo and surgery with cancer patients, they want to cut it out. They want to get rid of it. They want to obliterate.
Yeah,
it.
you
But
don't want to
that's
get rid of
still-
it. You will it will
You just want it
disintegrate
to
all
disintegrate
by
on its
It's
own.
going to
It
just...
just can't hold form
Exactly.
in your system anymore.
It can't. It's impossible.
Okay.
And this
Because you're
is-
not a match to it anymore.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
So when you're like this, when you're in unawareness, you're actually going to create sexual relationships. So you're going to create...
Rather than sensual connection.
Exactly.
Or consensual what?
Instead of a sensing you reality,
Okay.
you're going to attract the X factor.
Where it's mutually parasitic rather than
Yeah.
mutually beneficial.
Because you're going to create exchanges
Okay.
of give and take.
Yes.
And that's polarized.
Okay. Rather
That's
than
light and dark, and
union.
you can't... Right.
Which is a whole other level.
It's just a different level.
Okay, got it. This is wild stuff, you guys. I'm going to wrap up for now.
I'm tripping. I'm totally tripping.
We are.
Oh my God.
We're
I'm
not.
waiting
We're not
for-
actually tripping. We're just tripping, and that's fine.
It does feel like it. If anybody's ever had any types of,
it's just an awareness.
investigations or explorations
We are,
with
we're
expanding
playing.
consciousness.
We're playing with
Like
energy
little
and
kids.
form and language and story and
And we're in PJs.
and
we
we're in
got-
our pajamas
and we got
and we're by
crayons
the
and-
beach and it's
we're
like
at the
so trippy and crazy and fun. So thank you guys for joining. I'm going to finish this one up and I'm going to keep going. So, but I just think they get a little
please
long.
Post
so.
your questions. We'll go back.
Post
and,
questions. We'll go back and this is high level stuff, you guys. So don't feel like if you're not getting it, I'm lost, but I'm also getting it. I know that on one level, someone's saying so wild. It is, right? So I know on one level I'm receiving the information,
the download.
the download, and it will take. And I'm a smart lady, and it will take a long time for me to really absorb and process this info. But I think we're all giving and getting what we need to from it. You guys by being here and being witnesses and observers, and us, and that gets us enlivened and enthusiastic and excited. I will still use that word. Enthusiastic and theos. So take it with all a grain of salt, okay? You
Thanks.
guys are
Thanks, you
guys are
guys.
awesome. We love you.
Thanks for
Thank you.
listening.
We're gonna keep going, but I'm wrapping up because of the technology stuff, and we're gonna probably do another one. Maybe we'll do the next one outside. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
Because it's getting warmer. Love you. Mwah.